Now this is my Mazda 323. Also my daily that I use every day to drive around. This thing has a few hidden secrets about it that it's time to reveal and actually fix. So come along, I'll show you. We're gonna start with vent removal. A cheap cold air intake that was $24.99. Promises higher airflow, a new bulb so I can actually see, and you know, fuck those people with the LED halogens. An oil filter. This car hasn't seen one of these in about 30,000 Ks. You might be wondering why. We'll get into that. All I'm gonna say is 3 letters. WRX. Some quality oil. This time it's not freshly used by another car for once. WD-40, because I'm a spastic and usually 3 liters of oil is on the ground and 2 ended up in my engine. Some fuel that I bought about 1.5 years ago and kind of forgot about when we're going through a fuel crisis.
Does WD-40 clean oil?
Yes, it does. Let's get into it. Alright, so on this car, what I like to do is ultimate tight-ass. 1 coin at a time. Start by using this, rinse the fucking thing, then you put another coin in, use that soapy brush thing, brush the entire car off, scrub the absolute shit out of it. Then when you're done, rinse it all off. That's how you wash your car for $3. This bloke again! Alright, now that you've immaculately cleaned the car with the pressure washer, time for my brush. Typically use this on 4-wheel drives to get mud off. Shit looks like this. This is my brush. Let's hit it. Oh, I think the screw's out of place. Do you think you can knock it back in? So now that we're done with the brush, it's time to rinse it all off. A great part of the brush is avoiding micro scratches. As you see, this paint is absolutely immaculate. It gets dents like this out too. So as we can see, the lights are really faded. We have an idea of you using WD-40 and a really old rag.
They state that there's always another use.
Let's find out.
Oh, yep.
I think it needs more.
It needs more, you reckon?
Yeah, a lot more. That. Job 1 done.
Okay.
Alright. Now that we've polished these headlights with WD-40, it's now time to replace the light bulb. I can't remember which one's out. Let's go figure it out real quick. Now that we know which one it is, let's replace it. Obviously I only bought 1 light bulb because who needs 2 of the other lights fine?
Pod filter.
Alright, so now you've got your light, it's time to remove this one. I see how you're meant to remove this? No. And that's the joys of owning a shit box. Simply just keep tugging it and hope for the best. always a good idea when you pull out an old thing to make sure it looks the same as the new. And I reckon as long as the connectors are the same, so yeah, she's going in. Simple. Put it back in the way you took it out. Start by sticking it in the hole and then plugging it in.
That's right.
And you're good to go. Last step is make sure they both work. Hit it. Oh, would you look at that? Job done. Alright, so next up is super easy, window washers. Here in Australia, it doesn't really get that cold, so you can just put straight water in it. I like to get any cup. This one has Coke in it. You just pour the Coke out, go to a tap. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it was on. The hose was on. Ask my foot how I know.
Hey, you got more in the fall than you do in the cup.
Anyway, as I was saying, you just fill your cup up with water, you find the little hole, and you precisely fill it in. Might need to do this a few times. It would have been smart to do this when I cleaned the car.
So a montage of you filling up 5 litres of water.
Oh shit, there can't be 5 litres.
It's probably about 5 litres.
It's no reach.
Cup it is. Forget to refill the cup.
Alright, that's enough. Job 2 done. So this car, being the beater, has been beated, and there's a few dents, one on the roof, one on the bonnet. As we can see, this is a really nice, crisp dent.
Shouldn't be like that.
I have a way to remove it. So, the way a dent is caused is by someone hitting the roof like this. So what you do is you get the hammer and you just bang it from the outside in. Look at that.
Perfect.
That is mint. Next dent up. As we can see, there's another really bad dent that's kind of munted. It's a simple job. Open this thing up, precisely locate where you want it, and you just want to tap it. Make sure you don't hit the fucking anything else. Yeah, see, that's coming out great. There's another dent over here.
You missed one. You missed one. There you go. Oh.
So you see there's a dent here. So you see the dent here. My buddy here is just going to remove it. Look at that, good as new. The roof and the bonnet, mint. We've shrunk it good. So, fuel time. This thing takes 91. Mazda strongly recommends you don't use E10. So for the last year, I've been using exclusively E10. Time to fill it up with more E10. This jerry can, which has been sitting there for a year and a half, and I kind of forgot about it. Oh, yep. Just ideally don't spill any, like we didn't. Oh, that's a bit splashy. Oh, yep.
Oh, yep. Oh, yep.
There we go. Just like that. Another job is done. So the history of this oil change in this car for the next owner. I have brutally neglected it. The last time I did an oil change was a WRX in 2021, and I used Shell oil off a shelf, which was 20 bucks. Proceeded to drive that WRX for like, I don't know, 2 years. Then I changed the Rex's oil. Then I used that oil and put it in this car, which was already 20-30,000 Ks over its due service time. That was 20 or 30,000 Ks ago. This oil filter is probably from 2020. Let's give it a service. I chose only the best oil. This was 25 bucks. To be fair, it is Castrol, and this was like 9 bucks. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So this is a 19mm. I got my 19mm spanner, breaker bar if need. This oil pan is completely bashed. I'm so thankful I'm able to do this. I haven't done this in so long either. So you get your pan to catch it. You want to aim it a bit because this will come out with some momentum. You get it, and then you just pull down. Oh shit, man. So I got a trick here where you put another spanner on another one for more leverage.
Wife beater. It's gonna slip.
Oh,
Oh my god, dude.
what?
was like on the edge.
Game is how much do you get all over yourself? The more the better if you're me. Excellent!
That was alright.
Not too bad.
Better than the last one.
Yeah, the last one was in here and so was my dick somehow. Just let that all drain. While it drains, do the oil filter. Can you get me a wipe?
A what?
A napkin?
Come rag.
Yeah.
Alright, Mum.
I don't even know where the oil filter is. Oh, fuck, I see it. Below the intake manifold.
And the fucking oil
It was everywhere.
went everywhere.
So you see the oil's draining its beat up in there. If you see my hand, that is where the oil filter is. All the way up here. So all you do is just loosen it up. Oh, look at that. So when installing the oil filter, you just want to do hand tight. Want to put the oil bolt back on.
Sun plug.
Yeah, just give it a bit of a wipe, like you're wiping your asshole.
And there's water.
Just fucking put it fucking big on.
It actually smells like mutt under your car.
And then I'll tighten her up.
That's it.
Give her a last wipe. You meant to put a new O-ring around that, or washer, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, it's the original one. Should be right. While you're under here, you might as well look for leaks. In my case, that's just where I just change the oil. But generally, I don't know how, but it's still completely dry. Even though I haven't done a single service or anything to this car, it is totally dry. Amazing. Don't ask me how. Alright, next up is pouring it in. So you just simply take up the oil cap, and this takes 4.6 litres, so I'll just put 4 in and go from there. See, it's kind of smoother. Alright, that's just above 1 litre, so we got a bit more to go. Remember, you can always put more in, but you can't take less out. So when you replace your oil, it's a good idea to look at the old one just to see if there's any silver metallic stuff, like your bearings or whatever. Good way to see the engine health. This oil is black because, you know, obviously it hasn't been serviced, but I don't think it looks too bad. I did top this up with over full, and it's only got like 3 litres in it, so it's clearly burning a healthy amount of oil. So brakes. I have neglected the brakes probably more than anything in this car. I bought these and the rotors already had gone through a pad before. Then I did pads again because they were munted. Now this has been squeaking for the better part of probably a month and a half, 2 months, and I drive this a lot. So the right thing to do would be all pads and rotors on all 4 corners. I'm doing just pads and just the front. The rotors can screw themselves because, as we know, we've got the EB coming up to the end of the year, so this thing only has to get to then. Whatever happens after that, if it's still running, is not my issue. Let's get to it with the cheapest sort, low to high brake pads. These were like 30 bucks. As we can see, these are very shiny. That's a good sign that they're overheated, same as this. These are clearly overheated from me thrashing them. Also, they're wearing slightly unevenly. That's because I didn't lubricate this pin. So when I install it, I know now next time to thrash it even harder and never lubricate that ever again. Correct. Beautiful, time to chuck on the next pair. Alright, so brake pad time. Super simple, we're not doing the rotors, just the pads. This has 1 piston only because it's a little ship box. All you do is you stick your flathead screwdriver in here, right, to get to the piston, and then you just wiggle it back with the idea of you just pushing that piston back into place.
Yeah, so you're forcing the pad against the piston, but using the screwdriver to push the piston back.
That's it.
That's not the right way of doing it.
But it's a ship box
Yeah,
free way.
it works. If you're not using the pads again, I mean, it's not too bad.
You reckon that's pretty good?
So you got to get it back so the piston's all the way back. So you'll see it from the bottom in there.
Yeah, I do.
So and
I should be pushing this way?
no, oh, either way, it doesn't matter.
And all
So
the way in?
and you all the way in. So go in that hole as well, in the middle. Yep. Jam between there. Yep. Between the rotor and the pad.
Oh.
Yep. Get it in there and like, keep pushing it. You'll feel it. You'll feel it go all the way back. Yep. You need the light.
Alright, next up, 8mm in the back here, and you just pull up, push down, pull up.
Did a magic trick?
Yeah.
Get the spanner that's next to you.
Ah.
There you go.
So now this is loose, all you do is pull this up here and remove said brake pads.
Yep. How they looking? Bit rough.
Fucked. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Look, can you see how low that is?
Got his money's worth. Oh yep. Yep. Not bad.
Alright, squealer on this thing that makes a noise when you get too low. This actually goes on the back side of the pad. And get the other one, same idea on the other side. So we've figured out the piston isn't pushed in enough. So you get a clamp or anything you got and just something to force that piston back into its spot. Right, last part of the puzzle, intake. Now, intakes can be good for a lot of things, but a lot of the time when people do these $20 shit ones, it ends up being a hot air intake rather than a cold, and you actually lose fuel economy. Especially in these cars, the intakes are actually really well designed for economy and power and a mix of everything. Fuck it, let's put a $20 one. Why? Because it gives you great sound, and if you actually plumb it in properly, you can actually do a fair bit. Maybe not in this case, and I reckon I'll make a good video on this, plumbing it all the way down to that hole there. But for now, we're just going to install it, just because the air filter is munted. As we can see, this is a stock one, you know, they're like 20 bucks, only 1 use only, whereas these, they're lifetime, you can actually clean them. This is how you get it universal and cheap, and it simply bolts on. All it is a few bolts, and this box will come off, and you can just fucking keep that. You never know when you'll need it. A lot of states need that for roadworthy. Simply get the end of this and attach it in, and you get a flathead and do it up, and Bob's your uncle. The neglected Mazda just got its fucking oil changed for the first time in about 2 years and 80,000 kilometers.